Echo is a story-driven adventure side-scroller created by 10 developers during 4 weeks. Inspired by games such as Inside and Little Nightmares, experience the story through the mechanic and environment as we help Mira figure out her past. In this video, I spoke with Johannes, one of the team members from this beautiful little game, Echo. Hi Johannes.
Hi, man.
How are
How
you?
do you-
Good? I'm good, thank you. Just let me know if I'm pronouncing your name. It's Johannes?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I actually played your game, Echo. It's of course, I understand it's made at an institute as a final year project or something, right?
Yeah, we're part of a school called Future Games, and it's a vocational school here in Stockholm, Sweden.
Okay. And would you tell me about yourself? Like what do you do right now? Are you working or your studies basically?
No, this is a full-time education. So I've been going there for roughly a year right now.
Okay.
I focus mainly on like design, so it's scripting and level design and kind of the technical aspects of everything that needs to get done.
Okay, so Echo is about like 15 minutes long, about 15 or 20 minutes basically.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on how quickly you solve the puzzles. Like most people around, I think 7 to 15 minutes, I guess.
Wow. Okay, that's cool because I did spend about like 20 minutes or so. I actually got stuck into places, but the concept is very, very cool. And do you want to talk about like how did you come up with this idea of Echo, or like how did it originated basically?
Yeah, well, so it was a part of a school project where we were to create a game which told a story through its environment, and we were not allowed to use any kind of text or anything, and we had 4 weeks to do it.
Okay, 4 weeks.
Essentially, like I really love games like Inside and Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
And so instantly, I thought like let's do something like that because those games are actually better without text or anything. And so yeah, we basically just got down to work and started to kind of check out what people want to do, and that's just how it took off, I guess.
Well, that's great. And how about the story? Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind what's happening in Echo? What is that world?
Well, I'm not going to tell you too much because I kind of want to leave it up for interpretation and so on.
Yes, for sure.
But essentially, what happens is when you play the game, it's about figuring out what this young girl's been through, essentially, what kind of happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of play through a small portion of an event which takes place inside her own mind. That's the idea.
All right. Okay. And so it looks like you told me there was a big team working on it. I mean, just fellow team members, right? And
yeah.
And so like how was the part divided between the art, programming, and so on, the story writing, the sound design?
Like how it was divided, or
how many people were on the art or programming?
Yeah, we were like let's see, we were 10 developers, 3 designers, 4 3D artists, 2 2D artists, and 1 animator.
Okay, so this is about 10 plus about like 17, 18 people.
No, 10 people in total.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so 10 people in total. No, I was just wondering, like that's a huge team, man. Okay.
No, 10 people is big enough, I can assure you. When you try to keep things coordinated, it can be quite big.
I guess so. Okay, so that is cool. One thing which I really liked the most was, Little Nightmares. I believe it's made using Unreal Engine.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yes. And you guys were working on Unreal as well. You made this game with Unreal. The graphics are cool, the art is amazing, and especially the animations, they are very fluid. So
really?
Yeah, like all the stuff is done within you guys, or you had to buy some assets to support yourself for this project?
No, everything is done from students during these 4 weeks. Everything. We didn't even use any templates, so I really think everything is created
from you guys, basically.
Yeah.
And Unreal Engine is like very powerful with blueprints as well. So did you
Yeah.
guys take a lot of advantage of blueprints, or there was a lot of written code basically? How did you guys manage to
Manage what?
like the whole game? So did you use blueprints at some points as well, or integrated
Yeah,
with actual
we only
programming?
use. I think we only use blueprints actually.
Wow.
So there's no C++ or anything.
So this is what I like about Unreal. This is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually goes beyond prototyping. Sometimes.
Well, obviously. You don't use Unreal for games or what? You sound like you're skeptical towards Unreal.
No, it's because I'm fine designing levels and stuff, so I never wanted to dig in really for the blueprints. I already knew they are very powerful.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of discussions with people when they said, hey, you know what? So blueprints is very, very quick to make an actual game with just blueprints. Of course, you need to know basics of programming and so on, and the logic and stuff, which is of course necessary for anyone. But these discussions always fascinated me because I'm using Unity, so I haven't really shifted on Unreal, as a whole. I'm happy doing some kind of environments and stuff, but I'm not on Unreal. Maybe my next game would be on Unreal. So this is where it really stands out. When you're the probably second person I spoke to. There was somebody else who told me about this Unreal thing, and they were creating their whole game with it. It just felt pretty nice. So you didn't, do you also code as well, or you basically use blueprints for your other projects as well?
For this project, I did blueprints, only blueprints and so on. However, I have been in Unity and C#.
Okay.
Also, and I'm not like generally speaking, like I am focused more on the, let's say, level design and storytelling aspect of video games, and so I tend to like Unreal a lot because I guess blueprints get the job done, and I really like Unreal to work as a level designer. I don't think Unity is as intuitive to work with, but I'll say that most of the programmers at school and so on, they tend to prefer C#, because I think they can do more things, because you're a bit limited in how you work with blueprints, essentially. But it doesn't really limit me as a level designer at this point, I don't think. I think that's more when you like gameplay scripting and so on.
Yeah. Okay. So you mean you are also more on the storytelling side? Do you enjoy that? Like that's your area mainly, right? Storytelling.
I suppose my area is somewhere between level design and storytelling. Like I want to do level design and kind of tell the story through that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, of course it does. It does.
I'm not really a good writer or anything, but.
No, I mean it does. It does, of course, because I also like to tell stories from with my level design, because I'm basically an environmental artist. So for me, my main focus is on how each prop or different stuff is trying to tell a story,
Yeah.
And it's like it's also very, very hard sometimes to really portray, but so like you guys did a very good job on this. So is there any way you guys gonna plan maybe on a full-fledged game on this, or like maybe a 1-hour game that will be just on selling point? Any plans on that, or?
We don't really have any. Like a lot of people have actually asked.
Yeah,
for that.
That's why I'm asking you, because I read the comments and people are like going crazy over it.
Yeah, and we had like, it's quite interesting. We had like a jury from, I think it was Starbreeze and Dice play the game here at the school, and they really liked it. But we don't really have any plans on taking it further. Like we don't really have any time, because we're all like working on our portfolios and stuff for internship this spring, essentially. So I don't think like we're going to do much else with the project.
Okay, so you have kind of graduated already now, am I correct? Or...
No, and no. I'm still in school right now.
Okay, so it looks like there's going to be another year or something that before you graduate, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So, which means you will be just going forward with your resume, get an internship, and then study at the same time, and then try to find out like what comes next.
Yeah. Well, Well, I guess like the project or like the team behind the Echo is in a way like split up now at school. Like we're doing different stuff, so it's kind of like there's not a studio, you know, which exists, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there isn't much more to say, I guess.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, this is what I was thinking. You know, it's like down somewhere deep inside the brain, there's always a plan. Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna be done with this school, and I'm gonna move onto this one. For example, I wanted to make games, and after I finished my school, I failed a couple of times, and then I started making proper games. You know, there was a learning process that like very hard. And I was just wondering, you know, like, is there something you have, like you want to make your own games, or you want to work, you're comfortable working with studios and making a game in collaboration, or?
Like, I guess like for most members of the team right now, the focus is on internship, and then kind of, I guess, like starting up a career in video game design from a very like traditional perspective, because like the game development here in Stockholm, Sweden is really big, you know. So
yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I guess everyone's aiming for a studio, and then there's always like indie side projects and so on.
Yeah, because I actually spoke with Robin. I don't know if you heard about his interview or not. So he's also in Sweden, and he has his own indie studio as well. So there were like a couple of challenges he spoke about, and also how he's trying to, you know, bring up his own indie game. So his company is called Gary Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, interview.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just so like the indie life, like indie environment is pretty small in there. Then this means. So there are just a couple of studios I know, like Strawberry Studio. There is one very famous studio who worked on a very PS4 console game called Escape something, where two guys actually escape at the same time. There's a split screen.
Yeah, A Way Out.
Yeah, A Way Out. Yes.
So, yeah, from Hazelight. Yeah.
Great stuff, right?
Yeah, I that studio is actually not located far from here, so it's. I suspect that we'll be getting a lot of applications from our school in general, because kind of, yeah, you know, like Joseph is like I guess the game director is kind of is a fun guy, and he's kind of the push the medium, in general. So it's really, and I guess like that speaks for the ambition of most students. Like they just want to like do crazy stuff and kind of just
that guy is crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah. He's been famous in Sweden for a while, since he started making movies, I think, for a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Directly. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, because I played this game called Brother's Tale, or Two Brothers Tale or something. The first one.
Yeah, Tale of Two Sons, something like that.
Sorry, Tale of Two Sons, and that was amazing. So now he actually went up his own studio. So okay, so this means you actually have, I mean, it's better to work with the studio right there if you're in Sweden at this point.
Well, I mean, definitely. Like, I'm. Like I'll say, like I don't really know a lot about the indie scene in Stockholm, or including Malmö and like the southern part of Sweden. But it's certainly popular to have like smaller studios. Like it's not I guess it's like, I'm not sure how popular it is, but it's like it's everywhere about studios in general.
Yeah.
It's just that I guess most students feel like, you know, joining like DICE, Starbreeze, or Hazelight is a pretty good way to start off your career, and just to, you know, learn a bit before you start your own company. I think.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of like a valid strategy among students in general. That, you know, you kind of know that they want to create their own studio or something like at some point, but they just want like the experience. And
yes, you need that.
Seniors for a couple of years or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct. And you know, this indie thing actually reminded me of there's a play called Stugan. It's yeah, that's also a very good initiative.
Yeah, I think that's is it some sort of game jam-ish, or I don't really know. I know it's in northern the parts of Sweden.
Yeah.
But it's some sort of game jam for smaller studios or something like that. I don't really know what it is.
No, for example, what they do, let's say if you have a game, right? So they're actually going to select you and take you to that Stugan. I think it means a cottage. Stugan is a cottage, right?
Yeah.
So they take you there for a month or two, and you actually finish your game being inside there. So you just hang around with friends. There are different people from all across the world, and they make sure that you have a nice game. It's good to present. So there is final day when you present your game, and it's kind of a sellable content as well.
All right.
I actually applied there and I got rejected. That was a great experience.
No. Maybe next time. When is it? Is it just then or?
It's actually 2018 is done, and I think they're gonna kick for 2019. It's always, I think, in May or March, something like that.
All right.
Yeah, but
Alright.
something that you wanna, because there's a whole year left. Maybe you're gonna be at that place where you're already coming up with some crazy idea, you know.
Well, who knows? Maybe.
Okay. Just on the ending note. I just recently uploaded a video about team or collaboration, and when you talk about that you were 10 people who were involved in making this game, I just want to know, how do you prefer being a solo dev after your experience, or you think when you have a couple of people all together working as a team, do you feel there's a big quality difference of the end product, or how the communication, and do you also learn something, your experience, anything you want to say?
You mean from working with 10 other developers,
Yes, in a team, like collaborating with a team.
I guess the biggest, I think the strength of making a narrative-driven game, kind of with it, is that everyone, I think what we did was essentially we kind of agreed upon this story, right? For example, this is kind of what the game is about, and that meant that everyone, every designer or 3D artist, could kind of work extremely efficiently towards that idea or that goal on their own. So we didn't really have anyone that owned the project. We didn't really have any producers or anything. So I think the ability to be communicative and just be really straightforward with your feedback towards one another is something that I learned from that project, and I think that's also what we did really great, I think.
Yeah, I think so, because in my opinion as well, this is what I just try to always understand is, I think when the project is derived within a team, like a whole team as well, so each one of you is actually good at something, and that good at something really delivers a very good end quality product, because you know your stuff and this guy knows his stuff and she knows his stuff. So it's extremely important, how you guys play a role and how you guys manage to just pull something out in a very good manner.
Yeah, but it was really interesting because a lot of times we kind of ran into problems that we didn't really know how to solve, I guess, and so you kind of had to step outside of your own comfort zone, I guess, and kind of just deal with that problem. So sure, we obviously had roles, I'm not a 3D artist, for example, but everyone was really just dealing with problems in a good way, I guess.
Is it possible, can you talk about one problem that was something like this for us to understand?
Well, there were, I guess, a lot of problems. I think it's more I'm not sure if there's one specific.
Maybe interesting one that you think was wow, okay, man, we did this. It was pretty hard.
well, I'm not sure if there was I guess there was. I'm actually not sure.
Just throw any problem that's coming on your mind right now.
Well, I know there were they had style problems. I remember from the 3D side, they were doing a bit different things, and you noticed that there was something wrong with textures and whatever, UV mapping, but I don't really know anything about that.
Okay.
But I really remember they were a bit stressed out about that.
Hey, so talking about this 3D style, did you guys use, what software did you use to model stuff? Was it?
I think they used Maya, but I am not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Cool. All right. So
I think so, at least.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Because I was also modeling fan art of Little Nightmares, and I was using Blender. So I'm actually going to share with you what I was working on. So this was something. This project really caught my eye when I was just going through the projects, and it was just very interesting to be back in that tiny little moment of Little Nightmares. Especially the animations were cool, and the whole environment actually went through, and those camera moments were brilliant. How the actual game was. Probably you guys should be working with these guys at Little Nightmares. maybe a sleep.
Yeah, the towers. Yeah, they are in southern Sweden, so yeah, maybe, hopefully, who knows, in a year, you know.
Did you guys send them an email or tweet about them? Hey, this is the fan art, or this is like inspired from you guys?
No, we actually haven't.
I think
I
you
don't
should do
think so.
that because I
Yeah,
did
maybe.
something. Do you know what Among the Sleep? It's like a horror game. These guys are from Finland, I believe. So I did a fan art for them, Among the Sleep, and they really appreciated that. They actually wrote me back. So the fact you guys are students, you finish something, maybe it's good to be in the eyes of the company. You know, maybe they want to get you some for simple prototypes or something. It could be there could be anything. I think this is the first thing.
Are you trying to push Echo into full production? That's kind of what it sounds like, almost.
If I were to place, I mean, I was sharing this game with my friends. Just one reason, because when a lot of people say, hey, you know what? I do not believe indie gaming can be an actual career, or making games can be an actual career. And I show them, look, this game was sold like for I don't know how many copies, let's say 100,000 copies of Nightmares. These guys who are still in university, they actually managed to pull something off exactly like that. Maybe it needs some finishing, maybe it needs some kind of final touches. That's perfect. This is something to understand. This is like a whole. It's just not even about talent. It's just about like making it really work out and making it happen, right? And so for me, it was. I mean, I'm happy that I came across this, and I did play. I actually played it twice, even though it was
really
small. Yeah, I just played it twice.
Yes, both times.
It was good. It was good. There was only one moment I actually got scared, and I got scared for the 2 times. It was like a tiny jump scare where I wouldn't spoil. I just leave it. Forget it.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. That was amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And the physics were really, really well done. Yeah, I mean,
I think like our gameplay scripter made them from the ground up, because usually Unreal provides you with templates for characters, but I think it was entirely redone to just work better.
Wow. Okay, that's actually wonderful. Well,
yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's good to know, what you guys have been up to, and I think I should wish you luck with you and your team. Good luck with your internships now.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for. I'm glad you enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I did, and I'm certainly going to be sharing with different friends as well. And
yeah, thanks. Yeah, go right ahead, man.
All right, thank you very much, Johannes, and congratulations to all of your team. This is like a very good start if you are in a gaming school. You're still in school, because I remember my start, and this is a lot better than what I did. So it's like makes me happy. Like it's happening good.
Yeah, well, you have to trust each other when you're in a team, or it's not gonna work.
Yes. All right. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. And
thank you very much.
see you around. Take care, buddy. Bye bye.